Hey, Uncle Matthew here. Wanted to add in another video to show you how I use my hand wraps and how I go about wrapping my hands. So I'm going to have my friend Stacy come back. She's going to help us demonstrate how to wrap your hands the way that I do. Alright, let's get started. Alright, now we're going to be working on how to wrap your hands. If you happen to have the hand wraps that have a spot that tells you which side is supposed to be down, it makes things a lot easier. If not, you'll just have to roll them up once, see which side should be down, and then you can mark it with a marker so that way you know for future reference. So what we're going to do to start off with is we're going to take this little loop, we're going to put our thumb through it, and we're going to start by going over the back of our wrist. Depending on the length, you're either going to do one time around or three. Stacy has a slightly longer hand wrap, so she's going to be doing 3 times around. I'm only going to be doing 1. After I go 1 time around my wrist, I'm going to come up. I'm going to go 1 time around my thumb. After I go around my thumb, I'm going to go across the back side of my hand. I'm going to circle my hand once, and then I'm going to go back down to my wrist. As I go around my wrist, this time I'm going to come up and I'm going to go in between my pinky and my ring finger. From here, I want to go the furthest distance away from the fingers I just went through, so I'm going to head towards my pointer finger. I'm going to go 1 time around my hand, and then I'm going to come back down, and I'm going to go 1 time around my wrist. As I come back around, this time I'm going to come up, and I'm going to go in between my ring finger and my middle finger. I'm going to go the same direction towards my pointer finger, again going 1 time around the hand, and 1 time around the wrist. Now for this last one, I'm going to come up between my middle finger and my pointer finger. Going the furthest direction, we're going to switch direction and we're going to head towards the pinky. Again, 1 time around the hand, this locks everything into place. And then from here, I'm just going to finish up with whatever I have left, just going around to reinforce my wrist. Make sure it's not too tight so you're not cutting off circulation. And then the nice thing about this version of wrapping your hands is you can bunch up the part right here on your palm, and it makes a nice little bar to give you a good fist for when you're punching. Okay, now we're going to be working on the other hand. So same thing, we have which side is down. We're going to put our thumb through the loop. First one is going to go across the back of our wrist. We're going to come around and we're going to go 1 time around the thumb. From here, we're going to come back up. We're going to go across the back side of the hand. Circle 1 time around the hand, and then come back down to go 1 time around the wrist. As you come back around the wrist, you're going to come up and go in between your pinky and your ring finger. As you come through, you're going to head to the furthest spot away, so I'm heading towards my pointer finger. I'm going to go 1 time around the back of my hand, and 1 time back down around the wrist. As I come back around, I'm going to come up, go in between my middle finger and my ring finger. I'm going to head the same direction this time, go 1 time across the back of my hand, and 1 time across my wrist. On this last one, I'm going to come up in between my pointer finger and my middle finger. This time I'm going to switch directions, go 1 time across the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to finish up with whatever's left, reinforcing that wrist again. Then we bunch up the part that's on the palm, making that good bar. Now we're good. We have a nice fist for when we're working on our punches.